Hi guys, it's April and we are about to start the water. I have pulled out 153, 154, 220, and I might use 172 for some light greening of the water. I have both the big brush and the standard brush size for 154 and 153. So we pulled them both out because I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this quite yet. I'm going to have to take this one a small piece at a time because me and water, I don't always do water well. So I'm going to try a few things. I'm going to take probably the droplets first, and then maybe I'll do the pour spout. I just want to do sections because I want to get this right. I want to get the feel right. But we're going to find out how that is even going to work with these colors because as I've stated several times in these streams, pit pens are very saturated. So unless you have a way that you're planning on diluting them, they can be very strong. And so you get very vibrant colors, which is amazing. But if you're going for some more of these like antique-y kind of colors, you really have to work for it. So that is what we're going to attempt to do today. I think since I'm going to start out with probably these water droplets, I'm going to start with the standard brush size. I probably won't pull out the big guns until, oh goodness, there we go. Until I get to some of these bigger water spots. I'm probably going to lean a little bit more heavy on the 220 than I do on the darker colors, but we'll see where this takes us. Because I'm going to be starting with the droplets of water and these pooling waters inside of the lily pads, I am going to pull out that 172. Don't know for sure if I'm going to use it yet, but I'm going to have it in my hand ready to go. I'm going to just take the tops off of all of these. I'm going to do what I have done in the past for, say, the flowers and the lily pads is I'm going to start with the darkest colors and then I'm going to add the lighter because I want the lightest to be the most area. So if I go in with dark first, I can kind of keep it light. So the idea here probably go back at some point with white Posca and give those drops their highlight. Almost makes those drops disappear, doesn't it? Like I said, it's going to be about finding that right balance. Just gonna keep moving across the page, starting at the far left side. And I'm only adding the green in the shadowiest part of the water. And I'm constantly using that lightest 220 as a way to move that color around. Oh, that's not the right color. Hold on. The drops are easy. It's when you get to that pooling water. Pooling water is weird because of how it refracts light and how it shows shadows and what's underneath the surface and all of that. Water almost has its own sense of self. Getting a little bit more complicated or confident, so I'm gonna do two at once. See if that throws me off. Might hold off doing the drops on the flowers because I feel like instead of doing some of those green notes, I should do some of those pinker notes. Oh, oops, don't start with that color. Probably should have grabbed the Posca before I sat down because I don't think I got one on my cart. I think I want to add those highlights now so I don't lose where they are. gonna sneeze. Oh goodness. You can see how it's drying slightly lighter than when it first goes down, because over on this side of the page you can see kind of where it's going to end up versus what it looks like when you first put it on. You're okay, Albie Bear. Yeah. Hearing all the people mow outside. I only have about an hour that I can do this today, but we'll see how far it gets me. Hi, Dawn. Sorry I missed you coming in, but welcome. There we go. Some of these water puddles might end up getting a couple of layers as I figure out this whole water thing. Not sure this 220 is going to survive. doing this whole page. I have a feeling that by the end of this picture, I'm gonna have to be buying a new pen. Like, okay. I'm also okay with going a little over the edges because I will be coming through, making that border black. So it gives me a little bit more leeway. Just fixing a few edges. I think that is looking pretty good. Like I said, as you can see, it's definitely going to dry a lot lighter than what I just got finished doing. So it almost looked like this was going to blend too much into this, but after you give it a little while to dry, you kind of get a nice contrast there. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to put 172 aside for a second. Maybe if I can find the right cap. Okay, so I want to keep these three colors, but I want, for where I do the water on the lily flowers, I want a little bit of a pink tone, but I want it to be dark enough so I can put it in the shadows like I did the green. So let's see if I can find what I want. Yeah. That one? Don't want that one. That one? Yeah, I think I'm going to use the 131. And that's this one right here. So that's one of, I think that's the mid-tone I used in the flower itself. These are the Faber-Castell Pitt artist pens. So they're India ink, so they're permanent. I don't know why they call them pens because they feel like markers, but they don't move as much as a water-based marker would, if that makes any kind of sense. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing on all of these flowers for the water droplets, but I'm gonna use 131 in those darker areas instead of the green like I used for the lily pads. And I got a feeling this is gonna feel much starker. These lily flowers, because it's going to be so high contrast. Now we'll have to see how that dries, but you know, got color down. I'm committed at this point. The nice thing about these artist Pitt pens in the fact that they are India ink means once they dry, they cannot move. But that also means I can layer things, more of the Pitt colors on top of it, and kind of start layering that way without more of a layering effect instead of a blending effect. That makes sense. I think I'm gonna have to come through, find a way to lighten some of these ones. We'll see how they dry. It didn't matter so much on the lily pads, on the lily leaves, because it was such a dark object in the first place, so light would have disappeared into it. But when you're on these light flowers, you should get a lighter look. Just kind of have to wait. Quick second for all of that to dry. We can actually see what it looks like on the lily flowers. And while it sits there, I'm gonna go grab my Posca real quick. If I can get myself out of the chair. Oh, goodness. Ow. Just hitting everything on my way. what I'm going to do on those lily flowers is I'm going to do a quick swipe with the 101, which is the white. And the white has a little bit of a sheer quality. I think it'll brighten it up just a little bit to where I actually want it to be. Okay. It's a little better. I'm going to go through and I'm going to quickly hit all my reflecting spots with the Posca white. A little bit of that depth back. Times like these, I wish I had a steadier hand. And quickly through this pot. I have the Posca out. Did I get them all? I think I did. Okay, I'm gonna give that a hot second to dry so I don't like stick my hand in the paint and completely mesh it up. I think I'm going to attempt to start on this pour section. And that might be all that I do for today. I'll come back next time and finish the rest of the water. I almost wonder if I should get some of the tans from the mug for when it gets in this area. It's the 270. Yeah, the warm gray. But I'm also still gonna want to use, I think, if I can get all of these to fit in here. Yeah, okay. Okay, the real question is this the case in which I start pulling out some of the bigger ones? And use the big brush? I think I might. Okay. See how this goes. I don't know if I can hold all of these at the same time. Ugh. Let's just take it about that far. Might have gotten a little too heavy-handed with that, but we will see how that dries. Like I said, water is not my strong suit. I can't say I have the greatest confidence in what I'm doing. But at this point, all I can do is attempt, right? Hi, welcome. Might pull that white back and add some highlights. Make some of this water a little bit more dynamic. Oh, goodness. I'm going to give that a quick second to dry. I can see where it's actually sitting right now. Might be eating the paper a little bit more than I really wanted to. Nope, nope, don't put any more color down. Put the caps on the pens. Okay, I'm gonna pull out, like I said, the 101, which is the white. That's actually helping quite a bit. Okay. I have a strong desire to put that border on the page, but I need to wait to do that last because who knows how it's going to hit when I do the rest of the water and decide what I'm going to do for the background. I'm still torn for that background, what I should do for it. But I think this is as far as I'm going to take the water today because I've got some plans for the rest of the day, so unfortunately I can't do this stream for any longer than an hour. But I think I'm kind of interested in how this water is turning out. Like I said, I was kind of going into this blind. I wasn't 100% sure I was gonna do something I enjoyed. But I think once you get a lot of these kind of mixed together and you add some of those whites and you've got some of those other tones in there as well, you get this feel for the living nature of water. And that's what I didn't want to lose. But next week, next Saturday, I think, yeah, I'll stream again next Saturday at the same time, 11 Central, and we'll get the rest of that water figured out for sure. And then after that, I mean, we've got the tea bag, we've got the border, and then we've got the way background. Part of me is half tempted to just do black in the like way background and kind of bleed it into the border so that it looks like this part is starting to pop out of that black. That's a little bit of how I'm leaning right now, but we'll see what it all ends up looking like when I get that water in there next weekend. I do want to thank each and every one of you for coming and hanging out with me today. I love when you stop by and you creep on my stream, you say hi. It makes my day, and I'm glad you're enjoying this piece as much as I am. It's going in a direction, and I'm learning tools that I never really expected to do with this, but I am extremely happy. I'm going to pick up these cards so that I remember to put them in the description so that if someone is watching the playback, you'll have all the colors I used for this piece. I usually stream between an hour and 2 hours. That's usually what I try to do. I usually, if it's over 2 hours, my brain starts to to fry up. So I try to keep it. I like to do more towards the 1.5 to 2 hours. It's just my schedule won't allow it today, but I still wanted to stop by and at least get a little bit more done with you guys this weekend. Get all of my pens lined up. So my goal is to stream every single weekend. Sometimes it'll be on Saturday, sometimes it'll be on Sunday. But I want to do every single weekend and get this picture done. But I am thankful for all of you guys who stopped by. Maybe see that a little better with it. Not with my bleed sheet. And I do hope that each one of you will come back next week and help me continue this page and see where it turns out. I'm sorry that it was a shorter stream today. Like I said, I normally about an 1.5 to 2 hours is where I like to sit. But for what time I had today to do this, I am liking where it is going. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you guys think I should do for the sky background. If there's a specific color or something you think would work really well with it, or do you think I should bleed it into the border? I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. But I do need to head out, so I want to thank, once again, I think I've thanked you guys like 17 times, but I can't thank you enough for making my day and hanging out with me, even if it was a shorter stream. I do hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.